I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
Okay, so this is the appropriate time to drop this in. This is a breaking news, and breaking in that PPP literally messaged me midstream to message me about this, and then I decided, okay, I have to talk about this. As I mentioned, there are certain people that I'm aware of, and for various reasons, I do not blast them openly on my stream because it's a multifaceted consideration based on, it's on a per individual basis, chat. I have appeared on a stream with a guy called I Hypocrite. I Hypocrite is a what's the appropriate word? He's a content aggregator. His job description is that he runs a very large Twitter account called I Hypocrite, and he also runs a Facebook group. And his thing is that he, one, stays unbanned, and two, he aggregates content. So he'll post articles without any kind of comment. So because his comments could be used to get him banned. So if he just posts screenshots of things, it's much safer. He does this on both Twitter and also on Facebook. And I think that he has hundreds of thousands of followers. However, he's not content with that. What he wants to do is go into live streaming. So I've played one video of him melting down in a live stream because people were rightly calling him out for something for Andrew Tate, because Andrew Tate said something about the Jews, so therefore he's based, and that was basically his point. Like, I don't care who's saying it. If they're calling out the JQ and bringing attention to the JQ, then that is always righteous. It doesn't matter who the speaker is. More people that's the ends justify the means. The ends justify the means. That's right. That's correct. So I played that because he got so angry he just shut off his stream. And from my understanding, he's mad at Kino Casino because Kino Casino is making fun of him for his proximity to Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is in a spot that I'll talk about next, but I'll interrupt for this. At a certain point, even though I've been on his podcast, I unfollowed him on Twitter, and apparently he pays attention to this. So he noticed and is mad. And in one of these clips that I have, apparently he talks about this and gets mad. So if you are interested in I Hypocrite's stuff, you need to know that from what I've been told is that he is actively deleting his content. When he realizes that he had a bad stream and he shuts it off, he immediately deletes the VOD so that people can't pick on him. So if this is your kind of slop that you're interested in, you are going to have to actually go out of your way to archive it in real time. Because the last one that I saw was funny, and I that was kind of my warning shot where it's like, you know, I didn't find that myself. I didn't see that myself, and I clipped it, and then I talked about it. People send that to me, and I'm like, look, bro, I know you're having a rough time with things, and I'm trying to be nice, but people are starting to notice. And he talks about me unfollowing him on Twitter, which is the gayest thing to be upset about. The reason why I unfollowed him on Twitter is because I Hypocrite is a habitual mark for, in particular, OnlyFans whores self-promoting. So there's that woman that had sex with 1,000 guys supposedly in one day, and that becomes a massive sensationalist story. And it's like, this, number one, the story is probably fake. Number two, this is just advertising for her OnlyFans. So why are you giving it to her? But he does this constantly. Like, I think it's his best engagement is when he promotes like an OnlyFans whore, and then a bunch of people like rage in the comments and retweet it, and like I think that's his best engagement metrics. So he does it continuously, and it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be made aware of it. In the inner sanctum of my fucking mind, the temple of my body, I do not want this information in my fucking head at all. I don't care if some lady sucked 1,000 cocks in one day. I just don't give a shit. I don't want to hear about her new exploits. I don't want to hear it. So that's why I unfollowed him. He's also like extremely anti-white woman, and it's just like, I don't care. I don't want to see this shit. I don't. So I unfollowed him, and he's upset about this. So I'm very curious what this clip is, and then I have another one that PPP actually sent me in clip directly. So let's hear it. This is him being mad about Kino Casino making fun of him, I think.
Play it after I get through This first segment, which is about the Kino Casino, it's about skeletons in people's closets, like what Ye talked about. It's about Nick Fuentes canceling his appearance on the progress report yesterday. It's all of this stuff is tied together. So I want to just talk about it and get it all off my chest. And then we'll go back to our normal shit posting. And also, we're never going to talk about Kino Casino again after this.
I bet you, motherfucker, $500. You might not say the words Kino Casino, but I got a feeling.
Okay, so this will be a banned topic after today. If you want to do a call-in show, call in about it. Like, that's fine. There's no holds barred on the call-in show. But I don't want to hear about Kino Casino in the chat or the super chats after today. Okay, so if you have something to say, get it off your chest today. And because going forward, if I even get a whiff off of you that you watch that shit, I'm just gonna ban you.
Oh my
and I
God.
encourage my mods to do the same, please. And regardless of any context, if somebody comes in tomorrow and says Kino Casino, I hate Kino Casino, just ban that person. It's like a banned topic, one of a handful. Anyway, Nick did cancel the show, unfortunately.
Nick Fuentes was supposed to stream with them, then he realized what a terrible fucking idea that was, so he canceled. Okay, this is supposedly about us, but before that, let's see what this one is. This is out of order. I don't know what order these are. We're just going.
Now I'm gonna listen carefully. I'm gonna try to explain this like I'm talking to a 5-year-old. I said the quartering is not broke, and a lot of the people who are in the audience of these shows, this goes for Josh as well, whoever, don't have even close to the level of personal wealth of the quartering, and yet they're sitting there and laughing about him being broke, and that's stupid, right? This is the point. Is like you're making up a untrue headcanon about another person so that you can feel better than them and laugh at them and enjoy their failure and their misery, but it's not even true. That's the point I was making. I wasn't saying quartering is a better person than you because he makes more money than you. Quartering is a better person than most of you because he's married and I think has kids. Does he have kids? Old here.
So I don't know if I called quartering broke. I know PPP because that's what PPP does. Like whenever he sees people that are like 50 pounds overweight, and PPP who's like 500 pounds goes, he's fat. Just at the top of his voice, just shouts, he's fat. And then Jeremy goes into debt and he goes, he's broke. Well, he's got a plane. He's obviously not broke in like the most traditional sense of what that means. However, I would say that if he's taking out unsecured consumer debt to finance a business in his own personal name, that's a bad sign. It's either that he's out of money and can't afford to finance his own business through his own cash, or he's making bad decisions. Because if you're taking out a loan to finance your business, unless it's making money, which Coffee Brand Coffee is not, you're probably going to be, your profit margins are going to be eaten into by your interest rate. Which, if it's how much is like a personal loan? It's like 12% minimum from like a good credit union for like a personal loan, right? So that's 12% APR on $80,000. You gotta make a lot of fucking money just to pay off the interest rate on that loan. So it's not that he's broke; it's that his business is obviously broke, and the way that he's choosing to structure his assets seems weird and like a bad idea. And this one's supposedly about the unfollowing.
Josh does the same thing. I got to admit, I've lost a lot of respect for Josh over the last couple of weeks. Because I've come to realize that he unfollowed me on Twitter, and I asked him why, and he said, because you post fake shit all the time.
It's true.
Not stuff that isn't true.
Not just OnlyFans stuff. He posts like a lot of stuff that is just flatly fucking wrong, especially if it's about women. Like I think I can't remember exactly what it was that I saw, but there was that Twitter thing, and I'm sorry, this is Twitter drama. This is the gayest fucking shit. But what happened is that a woman posted a TikTok about how she was upset at her husband not taking out the trash or something. There's more to it, but it got reposted to Twitter by a woman who had an OnlyFans. So the people who were retarded and were just trying to find a reason to hate this woman for making her husband take out the trash were like, oh, she's an OnlyFans whore and she can't find the time to take out the trash. Gross. But those are two different people. And this got repopulated. Like, this circulated far. I saw people on my forum reiterating garbage that they read on Twitter that wasn't true. And this is entirely because the shit spreads through people like I Hypocrite. He does it continuously, where he sees a catchy headline or whatever or like a Twitter exchange, and then he just republishes that without any kind of scrutiny on if it's true or not. And it does damage to people who actually follow him and who believe this shit because he doesn't do his due diligence. Which is like, if you're a content aggregator, and that's like the most friendly, nice way to phrase and frame what you do online as a content creator, is then you should take some pride in making sure that what you're republishing is actually accurate information. And he doesn't do that. He continuously saw shit that was just like fucking wrong.
And I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Sometimes I do get it wrong. I was like, whatever. I took him at his word. But I've since come to realize that Josh doesn't like me because I don't hate Nick Fuentes. I'm sure at this point
that's not it. That's not it. What a fucking cope. Like, the Nick Fuentes thing is like, yeah, it casts shade. Like, if you are associated with Nick Fuentes, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But I do my best to not do guilt by association, especially if it's just like, bumping elbows or whatever. It's a little bit different when it's like Vito, and then what's the other guy, Digibro, or it's like, he's staying at your house and he's like actively talking about wanting to kids. It's like that's where it's like the stank is so toxic, where it's like but Nick Fuentes, like, make your money, bro. I don't give a shit about Nick Fuentes.
That's what it is, because Josh has an unhealthy, weird hatred and obsession with Nick Fuentes, and Josh follows PPP, so PPP is a purveyor of truth to Josh, but not me. All right, I get it.
Listen,
I see what's going on here.
Listen, here's the words of wisdom. You can either be fat and jolly or a skinny bitch, okay? Those are your two fucking options. You cannot be a bald bitch. If you're gonna be a gilder of lilies, you better be fat and jolly about it, okay? Yeah. It's just like a weird thing. Anyway, sorry, I went on a whole skipped ahead for the Nick Fuentes stuff because I wanted to talk about that after the I Hypocrite stuff. For I Hypocrite, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him because I don't remember him being like so angry at people for stupid shit in the past. But now everybody, like, he wants to mess with PPP. PPP is like the number one shit flinger. When people try to like fuck with me, I mostly just ignore them because I don't find that entertaining, like that back and forth where people respond and then you respond to them. But PPP does. He's very happy to get into the shit with you. So I don't know. Maybe his total censorship ban on mentioning any kind of kinos or casinos in his chat will help him long term. But if he wants to ride or die with Nick Fuentes, you gotta tackle the gay logs where they're at, man. You can't just sit on the passenger side of this. You gotta put in the work. That's stupid.